Welcome back to Double Fries No Slaw. We are here live in Tampa, on site at the Tampa Noles pub crawl. We are at Carmine's in Ybor. TJ Pitcher, Richie Barnes, and the legendary Lonnie Pryor.
Lonnie Legend.
On his first drink of the day, we are joined by
Lonnie's on his 8th drink of the day.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Well, for sure. One drink for every touchdown in the Orange Bowl.
2 drinks.
The Orange Bowl MVP, Lonnie Pryor, graduated in 2012. Is that right? Hanging out with us. Lonnie, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. We want to truly double fries. We want to thank y'all for coming out. Anyways, thank y'all for being here. Go Noles, let Jesus. And truly thank you for having me today. It was absolutely great Saturday.
There's a little cloud cover now. That's kind of nice.
Lonnie.
Yeah, a little love for Lonnie. These people, they show no respect. They got their drink specials and they don't care. So, hey, we are 3 weeks away from the season starting back up. That's exciting, right? That week 0 game is exciting. You going? What games you going to this year? You going to LSU? What's going on here?
So I just bought a house about a month ago. And my house is lovely. So the first game, I'm having our first house party. I'm doing a backflip off the tuck in my truck. In the second game, we got the crew going to LSU. So I'm excited. And I truly think the second game of the year is going to decide the year of our season. And if we lose that game, it's going to be tough. But if we win the game, it's going to be what we need to be. But the first game, I want to put up 40 points. And second game, we need to win. And so I'm excited for this year. My liver's excited. My liver's been hurt the past few years. But Pablo's excited because he's caught up on VIP appearances. And we're excited for this year.
Yeah, we're excited to get out to New Orleans. If y'all want to join us, we have a big tailgate out in New Orleans, literally 2 blocks from the Caesar Dome. We're really excited for it, so hit up the rollup.network.com to come check it out. Before we talk about season outlook, I want to talk to Lonnie a little bit about the lifeblood of any college ball program, and that's recruiting, right? You got to recruit to win games. It's a whole new ballgame now with name, image, and likeness. Lonnie's doing a lot of great work with Rising Spear. Guys, donate if you can't, but you can listen to Lonnie McKenzie, all these greats interviewing former players. Lonnie, tell us a little bit of what you're doing with Rising Spear and how it's helping Florida State's name, image, and likeness program.
So when it comes to the Rising Spear, it's an NIL deal. I am the host of the NIL deal. So make sure you sign up. When you become a Rising Spear member, the money goes to a program that's donates for the NIL deal. So in my eyes, the NIL deal changes a lot of things. It changes everything. The portal, the NIL deal changes a lot of things. So it's like, it should be donate, do what you can do, and just help a player. You know what I mean?
All right, I do want to talk to you a little bit about the season. You've met Mike Norvell, you know the team, you interact with them a lot on Twitter Spaces, through Rising Spear, which again, if you're interested in that, risingspear.com, we'll donate today. I want to talk a little about the season. Couple tough seasons. We were on the mountaintop a few years ago. It's been a little more than a few years now, but it started to go the right way. What's your just general outlook on Mike Norvell and the football team, what we've got going on in general?
So after partnering with Rising Spear, being in the wholesaler, and have truly 2 great friends, Pablo Diaz, that is right here, right there, Pablo Diaz, and Mikey Andrews are 2 guys that keep me on people. I'm excited this year. Like I interviewed Jordan Travis.
Cam was on there, Cam McDonald, yeah.
Cam McDonald, Fabo. I've interviewed so many players. Like I've never seen, and I was in Tallahassee a few weeks ago to see like doing an ideal. This offensive line is unreal. It is literally the biggest players I've ever seen. Listen to EJ. I had EJ on my EJ Leader. Everyone knows EJ Leader. football winner. EJ Manning was on my podcast like 4 weeks ago, and he said Jordan Travis would be the best he's ever seen. I promise you that we will fucking make it. I promise you that we're going to make it to a bowl game, and this is going to be the fucking year the FSU change and no goes to God. And I'll put that on God.
Lonnie Pryor, everybody.
I mean,
Take a round of applause.
this fucking year's gonna change.
Yeah, I like it.
Chill.
Lonnie, we're gonna get you out of here now before we get in trouble. But appreciate you for taking the time and hanging out.
I'm done already?
Yeah, no, I'm leaning it off.
Okay. We got one more question.
One more before we get.
We got one more question.
It's-
Lonnie Pryor! Lonnie Pryor!
Real quick, Lonnie.
Yeah, I love it.
We appreciate you joining us and being here. I want to hear your take on the game of 2012. I forget the quarterback's name because he's a loser, but he said he's going to have y'all on your knees in Northern Illinois, right? And you might have won the MVP of the Orange Bowl. You might have gone for a few long touchdown runs. Tell me about that game real quick, Lonnie.
So I won that Orange Bowl in 2013. And in 2022, I still can't put that words. I still can't put that game in my words, but truly the best game of my life. The trophy's been broken. I got a trophy that's been broken. Truly, the best years of my life. Truly, these guys are like, you don't understand, like, these guys right here, Pablo, Connor, like, Omar, fucking, these guys right in front of me truly, literally make my life come true, but I visited a lot of schools growing up. I had offers from LSU, Clemson, Florida, Georgia. I had 25 offers. I chose 20. I chose Florida State, and these guys in front of me made me choose it. It's fucking N Monroe. It's Go Jesus, and fucking all people on the team. Yes, sir.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank y'all for having me. I'm sorry to get on up here.
Go, go!
I don't know how you follow that one up. For the saved version of Lonnie Pryor, Tony Carter, I'll let Richie intro you.
And Tony Carter, one of my favorite players when I was at Florida State, same time, I enrolled in 2006. That Clemson game, my freshman year, you returned 2 blocked field goals for touchdowns or 2-point conversion, whatever you want to call it. Just ridiculous, and you just had a phenomenal career at Florida State. Go on to get drafted by the Broncos. And what do you think about Florida State right now? Because when you were there, like I was there, I love Tony Carter, like number 15, then number 4. Phenomenal. And then here we are now. What are your thoughts on Florida State moving forward? And talk to me about the Clemson. Because I know we lost that one, and we're not going to talk too much about it. But, man, you did not expect to pick up 2 block field goals and get back to the end zone, right?
No, not at all. Well, Lawrence Timmons blocked 1. Patrick Robertson blocked 2. Those were 2 first-round draft picks. They had great careers in the pros. So I wish I was the guy that was blocking it from them. I made as much money as they did. But, I think it was a team effort. I just so happened to be the guy that they always chose to have the ball in their hands, whether it was scoop and score, whether it was the hands team, things of that sort. So, I was right place, right time. But
Ridiculous game.
people still show those highlights to this day. So, it's always a memory. I scored the Clemson team the whole first half by myself. So, but I always take full credit because the other guys had their hands in the deal.
So coming up this spring, Tony, I'm from Orlando, so I made the trip over. My wife's going to drive me home. God bless her, wherever she's at. But you're going to be spending a lot of time in Orlando coming up because the XFL has a new team in Orlando. Team But Terrell Buckley, a Florida State legend, will be the head coach. And he made the phone call and said, hey, I need Tony Carter as my defensive coordinator. I can't wait. I'm buying season tickets. I will be at every game. But how did that happen? And how cool was it for a legend like T. Buck to call you up and say, hey, come be my defensive coordinator, man?
First of all, Terrell Buckley has been like a mentor of mine. Even when I was at Florida State, that's when I first started coaching. And, you know, him and I watched film like every single day. You know, he was volunteering on the staff, and, you know, he was an idol of mine growing up. So I was in his hip pocket every day, like, how can I get better? How can I learn the game? And from that point on, we had a great relationship. He mentored me along in coaching. When I first retired from the NFL, he told me to, you know, volunteer and to start off with the Oakland Raiders doing an internship. And then I got into coaching full time. So we always kept in contact throughout. And I knew his goal was to be a head coach at some point or give the role he can bring along with other guys like myself. And in coaching, you know, they label you as a former player. You know, I played cornerback. You know, the student of the game, but they label you as just this long enough. So once T-Buck got the head coaching job, you know, the XFL, he called me and said, hey, I don't want your career in coaching to go like mine.
Love it.
You deserve a lot more. You're a smart guy, very intelligent. You know what you're talking about. One of the great minds of the game. So I was concerned about having this opportunity. And it was a no-brainer because he's been a mentor of mine, also looked up to him. And, you know, we have a lot of things in common outside of football. So it was a no-brainer for me to work with him. And we're very excited to, you know,
I'm
take
excited.
Orlando franchise, hopefully to, you know, win games.
Obviously well before your time, but name, image, and likeness is such a big part of the game today. And it's obviously a blessing for those student athletes to be able to benefit financially off of their name, image, and likeness. I want to know what spot in Tallahassee you would have had an NIL deal from.
You know what? Honestly, money doesn't drive me, so I don't even understand what that feels like as a 17-year-old, 18-year-old being recruited. You know, I made some mistakes. You know, once I got to the NFL and was making money, so I couldn't imagine being a 17-year-old, 18-year-old offered $100,000 to play football. I think it's good for the sport. And I think it's good, you know, that guys are getting compensated for, you know, their actions and, you know, they've been, you know, high recruits and whatnot. At the end of the day, their dream is to play professional football. So I don't care how much money the kid is making, his dream is to play in the NFL. I don't care, you know, what they're offering kids. It's a good starting point in life, but most of these kids dream of to play on the next level of professional football, so that doesn't change. But me personally, I probably would have lived a little better in college. You know, I probably would have made more mistakes, honestly, because I have access to more. So I think it's very difficult for kids nowadays to come in with these expectations. You know, they're making money, people expect more out of them. So I'm happy I grew up in the era where I grew up to where you were just a player, you could be a kid, and you know, that's it. So, I mean, I wish I had $500,000 when I left college, but I'm happy where I am with my little green Jeep rolling around, and you know, it made me work a lot harder.
Now, what are your thoughts on the team right now? I know it's been downtime. There's a lot of excitement around the upcoming season as we kind of look back at some of the glory days playing behind us. But what are your thoughts on that hit? That hit that Greg Jones put on
Dexter Reed.
Yeah, just unreal. What are your thoughts on the team this year and the direction that Mike Norvell has the team headed?
I mean, I think we're headed in the right direction. I mean, obviously, everybody knows we've been down the last, 4 or 5 years. But from a talent standpoint, we'll get better talent. We have good coaches. I think it's about just capitalizing on those small victories and not beating ourselves. We've lost a lot of close games at the end of the year or, early in the year, we lose to teams that we shouldn't lose to, not from a talent standpoint, but just situational football. So I think if we can just, not beat ourselves, then from a talent standpoint, we can beat anybody in the country. But I believe that Norvell is a good coach. I think he knows what he's doing. Him and I have a good relationship. And, he has the right, people around him. I think it's just in the moment, capitalizing on those things. And it all comes from confidence. Back in the day, teams were probably more talented than Florida State here and there, but from a confidence standpoint, we mentally knew that we could beat teams. So now that's kind of like falling off. The respect level has gone down. So I think you have to earn it back again. I think that's what, that's what the future holds.
I got one more, maybe another one, and then we'll get you out of here. We appreciate your time for sure this afternoon. Again, out here at the Tampa Noles Club pub crawl. We're at Carmine's in Ybor and the Tony Palmer's Carter. Seminole legend. Was there a team that I know that the Florida and Miami stuff is always big. Was there a team you got up a little bit more for? Was there a team you hated a little bit more between Florida and Miami? Was it maybe somebody else outside of those two? What was the game you really got juiced up for?
I mean, honestly, every game, because I had friends that played on every team. We all followed each other as far as, social media and recruiting and all of that. So Florida was big. And then Miami was big just because of every guy, if you play at Florida, Florida State, or Miami, you have a good chance of playing at the next level. So, but the crazy thing is, a lot of my friends now went to Miami, I played against, went to Florida, I played against, and we're really good friends now because we had that mutual respect for each other, and we pushed each other to want to be better. So if I were looking at magazines, this was magazines were hot at school. So I would see Bubba Caldwell magazine, and I'm like, okay, I gotta go against Bubba Caldwell. So if I can, somewhat hold Bubba Caldwell at University of Florida, then I got a good chance of making a pro. And we end up being teammates later on in life, and he's from Tampa, and we had a mutual respect for each other. So I would say any team in Florida, which I wouldn't say any team, but Florida, Florida State, Miami, those three schools, and then just playing teams from like the West Coast. We got a chance to play Colorado back in the day. Those kids were totally different than we are, raised totally different environment, but we all knew each other from magazines and things of that sort. So just the process of knowing guys and playing like on the All-American game and seeing guys go from, Florida all the way to California. So I think we all follow each other, and nowadays we do the same thing as well. But I don't like Miami, I don't like Florida.
Same. Yeah, me neither. Neither does anybody else out here.
So, Tony, I want to talk to you real quick about the game against LSU, right? And we're all excited about going to New Orleans in this game against LSU. And neutral site games are kind of the norm nowadays, right? But back when you were in school, when I was in school, it was kind of uncommon. But y'all played in one that was a lot of fun. The River City Showdown, Florida State, Alabama, Nick Saban, Bobby Bowden in Jacksonville, and I'll beat the ass. And let's be honest, it was a fun game. And you're from Jacksonville. How fun was it? We talked to Greedy Vance, who was a defense back from New Orleans on the podcast a few weeks ago. How exciting was it to play a neutral site game in your hometown, in the NFL stadium? And just what does that mean to these players that get to go to the, I'm going to call it the Mercedes-Benz Dome. It's not the Caesar Dome. It's the Mercedes-Benz Dome as far as I'm concerned. How exciting is that for these kids to have a chance of playing a game like that?
I think it's very important. This year, Florida State and LSU playing in New Orleans, that's huge. Everybody in the country is going to be watching, two well-known programs.
Yeah.
So I think that it gives kids a platform.
Yeah.
Bigger than the platform that they have individually. It gives kids a platform. It also shows you who's going to be the next great player.
Yeah.
Because in those games, you find out, okay, this young guy, he may make one catch in the game, but he's going to be the truth. So I think that for me personally, playing in the game like that, when I was a young player playing against Alabama and losing site, first of all, I drove by that stadium every single day going to and from school. So it was like a dream come true to me. But I never made any moment too big. To me, it's like playing in the backyard with my friends and just having fun. As long as you prepare and do what you're supposed to do, things will work out. I think my message to a lot of like just young people in general, just continue to do the basics.
Yeah.
If you continue to do the basics, no matter what stage you're on, it's the same thing. If I'm playing at a high school, I use the same technique at my high school that I use in college, the same technique in pro. So nothing really changes. I think social media, the media, everybody else makes situations a lot bigger than what they are, but the guys that normally end up doing better, they just stick to the basics.
Tony Carter, FSU legend. Man, we appreciate you so much for just taking a few minutes to chat with us as the rain starts to come down here in Gas. Carmine. Look at the gas price down across the way here. I think they have these big, huge umbrellas out here. I think these umbrellas are not cheap. I don't know those umbrellas are.
That's probably coming down.
Bro, that's a big. That thing is yeah, it is storming, but they're under the shade.
I might just stay here for a little while.
I was gonna say you might just hang out with us when we talk about the season. I wouldn't do that right now. I wouldn't go up there. A lot of rain, a lot of wind, but the drinks are still flowing, so we'll keep it going.
I didn't depth. I know a little, but I don't know. I don't.
Talk about Jordan Travis and stuff, like the quarterback.
I think I like him. He's an athletic guy. You know, he can play. You know, he can do a lot. I don't know the roster in depth, but I know it somewhere. I know certain players, but I know like I can work my way around.
Yeah. I want to ask you this: who are you expecting to maybe take a step forward on offense and defense this year for Florida State? The teams are going to surprise you. Just give me one guy to watch. One guy on offense, one guy on defense. Who you're kind of thinking about?
What's the transfer receiver?
Johnny Wilson.
Yeah.
I think Pittman's a good guy. I watched the interview on him this morning, and I was like, he doesn't feel like a college kid. He's very mature for his age. He seems like, I think he's just a mature person, so I think he'll bring some leadership to the group. And I also think that he'll demand guys to do things the right way. I watched one interview with him and I said, oh, this guy's mature. He looks like a grown man. You know, and I think that he'll bring some leadership to the group. And I think that, you know, at the end of the day, everything is driven by the quarterback. So if the quarterback is comfortable and he's able to be his true self, meaning he can run the ball and pass the ball, I think that's a good chance. But defensive side of the ball, I'm a secondary guy, so I would never call one individual guy out. But in my opinion, as far as up front, you know, with the D-line, I know Odell has been a great coach for many years. And, you know, I think Florida State was built off these defensive linemen. Always, in my opinion, it's always been good off the defensive line. Every great defense has been good off the D-line. So I'm excited to see what the D-line will do as far as, hey, let's stop the run, let's rush the pass on the pass. I know the game is changing, you know, everybody runs the spread and all these things, but I'm looking forward to the D-line stopping the run and, you know, being an impact on defense.
You mentioned him, Jordan Travis, coming back for another year. Made really, really great strides last year. And the stat is Florida State's won 8 games the last 2 years. Not great. 7 of those were started by Jordan Travis. The 8th one, he came in when they were down 14 and led them back to win. So if he's not there, we're not winning the game. It's essentially what they're saying. As Lonnie Pryor is doing something wild in the stands. But if Jordan Travis is there, if it's not him quarterbacking, we're struggling. Do you expect him to take another step forward this year and take it from that, like, okay, well, we're an average team, so now we're a good team? behind his leadership, behind him as a quarterback?
I mean, he should, just because maturity level has gone up a year. He understands, protection a little bit better. He understands coverage a little bit better. And also, the respect in the locker room should go up. Just because he's earned his stripes over, the last few seasons. It should. But I think that's either won or lost depending on how you perform early on in the year. So I think that as long as he comes out and doesn't make huge mistakes, and those guys will keep happening, and he'll be an impact player and possibly up for ACC Player of the Year. So early on, if it happens, I think it'll work out well. But at the end of the day, it's all about how they manage it. Do they open up the entire playbook for him, or do they manage him and say, hey, you do two reads and throw bombs or short or quick games? Like, is he able to go through his progression yet? I'm not sure because I haven't seen him in person. But I believe that he's ready to go through quarterback progression and start to read first, second level type roles. And overall, it's all about those guys that he's in the system. I think here in real good. I think guys are buying in, and the quarterback is definitely a real people.
I'm excited to see Jordan back out on the field this year. I'm excited to see him healthy, sticking it out in there for all 12 games. That was my bold prediction of the year, was that he starts all 12 games. You want to get out of here, or you want to stay? You don't want to get away?
I have nowhere to go.
So you just got to stay on stage with us, bro. It's just what it is. Richie, what are your true? I'll ask you. We'll kind of pass it around a little bit. What are your true expectations for that LSU game? Right? Like I don't know what the Duquesne game, but I'm not playing that game. So it doesn't matter. I'm just saying. What are your true expectations for that LSU matchup?
We're going to destroy the team. Like, that's not a question at all. Like, the team is, I'm sorry, you're a pessimist. But LSU is a very big game, and I think it's a huge game for Mike Norvell's tenure at Florida State. I think that Florida State needs to win that game, and I think they definitely can. I expect us to win that game, but at the same time, it's not like they don't have talent, right? I think it falls in the perfect part of the schedule where Florida State gets a tune-up game, and then they get to play LSU. LSU does not get a tune-up game. They have a new coach, new offensive coordinator, new defense coordinator, new quarterback. So LSU is breaking in an entirely new system for the game against Florida State in New Orleans, which people all be at, and I cannot wait, guys. Please go to New Orleans. I think Florida State wins, and they should win that game. And I have Florida State winning that game something like 27-21. We'll see what happens, but I definitely think that's a game Mike Norvell needs to win. If we'll see what happens, we'll go shortly after that. But that's a game, again, I think Florida State can and should win.
I've said this before on different platforms. We'll say it here again. I think if Florida State can find a way to go 1-1, right? I'm not trying to accept the loss early. I know we all want to go 12-0. I think if we can find a way to go 1-1 between that LSU and that Louisville game, Florida State's going to go into October, 3-1 record, probably be Wake Forest, and be set up.
The famous Cortez Allen, Pittsburgh Steelers great.
Oh, man. Looking up for the grab.
Good friend of mine.
All right, you want to make a dash? You want to stick around?
Dash,
Tony Carter, my man, enjoy yourself. Thank you again for staying out.
You got my number.
Yeah, I'm going to get you on the real show, sir. Not in the rain and drunk and everything else. Yeah. Thank you, bro. All right, so we can spread out a little bit. I ain't gotta be, oh man, off camera. We'll hang out for a few more minutes and then we'll get going. We're doing a panel tomorrow night.
Yeah.
We're doing a panel with guests. Ingram Smith of the Roadcast, Brendan Snow, Gold 247, Ben Myers from Tomahawk Nation, Kurt Weiler of the Osceola Rivals site, Carter Carroll from Tallahassee Democrat, and David Hale of ESPN. So a lot of big guests. We're really, really excited for it. It'll be here on the YouTube channel. You guys can check it out there. But we're going to talk about the season. We're going to talk about our outlook. But let's talk about that real quick. What are your expectations for Florida State this season. Give me a ceiling, give me a floor. You've been drinking a little bit, so this should be pretty positive. I feel like it's safe. I asked you this at like noon. I don't know if this was safe or not, but it's 4:45. I feel like you're more positive than you were 4 hours ago.
I'm definitely the positive Florida State guy. I've been drinking since like 8 a.m. probably. Let's be honest, it's not healthy. But no, realistically, I think 7 wins is the minimum, right? If we don't get 7 wins, I think that's a serious issue, and we probably have a new head coach. But at the same time, I expect and I do think this team can deliver 8 wins. I really do. There's a lot of 50-50, 40-60 games on the schedule. But if you win those games, you could be looking at, and I don't expect this, but upwards of a 9-3 team, right? Like, I think 8-4, 7-5 is the bare minimum. 6-6, I'm extremely disappointed with the season at that point, because it's, okay, you probably beat somebody you shouldn't have, but you lost to a lot of teams you shouldn't have. I'm excited for the season, though. I do think this is going to be a really good season for Florida State. I cannot wait. I think we beat LSU. I think Louisville's another game on, honestly, 2 weeks later after the bye on Friday night. I can't wait. It's going to be a fun season. And if we beat LSU, watch out, because do not follow me on Twitter, because I will just be destroying everybody's mentions.
You can follow me. I'll never tell people that follow me. But yeah, we beat LSU. I'm telling some lies.
Yeah.
They might not even be lies at that point. We beat an SEC team with a lot of talent on the road. Well, I guess neutral site, but as close to an on-the-road game as you can get. And I hate the neutral site games. I just tell you.
Yeah.
I think it's probably a good thing for the team that this game is not in Baton Rouge. Like, I think that probably increases our
Great for
odds.
the team, bad for the fans.
Bad for the fans. Terrible for the fans. We should be in Baton Rouge. We had Michael Alford, Florida State's athletic director, on the pod. We've got some neutral site stuff set up in the next few years, but his plan is to have more big games in Doak.
Yes.
That's exactly what he said. I can't ask for money. I can't ask for you to give to the boosters. Shout out the Seminole boosters that are here. I got Kevin from the Tampa Bay Seminole Booster Club, Tampa Noles, and everything that supports. But he said, I can't ask for money for Doak Campbell and renovations and everything else and not have big games in Doak. So I'm excited to go to New Orleans. I think it's good for the team that it's a neutral site game. But I want more big games in Doak. Are you ready to get back there? So, I know you go once every decade, but
Yeah, I rarely leave Orlando, so today's a special day. I drove 70 miles from Orlando. But no, I want big games in Doak Campbell Stadium. And Mike Walford, our new athletic director, who has been on our show countless times, has said as much. We want more big games in Doak, and I cannot wait for that. We have Alabama, we have Georgia coming to Doak Campbell Stadium here in the near future. I can't wait. And here with TJ, I would love much more for the game against LSU being that Rouge from a fan standpoint. But as someone who wants us to win this game, it's a big deal that it's in New Orleans. There's going to be 30,000 Florida State fans in New Orleans. I cannot wait for that.
Paul Aloise! Paul! Give it up for Paul.
Appreciate it, guys.
Come on, man. I'll insert some time.
We're all good.
Paul, Renegade Sports Entertainment.
Yep.
2013, before we get to that, 2013 national champion,
Yes, sir.
a lawyer right now, and an NFL agent for Renegade Sports Entertainment. Bunch of guys you represent. I've been following you on Instagram. I know you got a lot going on. Big one with Jackass Patrick.
Yes, sir.
Signed with Cincinnati Bengals. So that's exciting. Loved him. I sat, not to flex too hard on everybody, but I literally sat in the end zone. Not like in the seats in the end zone. Like, I had a pass that day and sat 5 feet off the end zone. That Syracuse game that was on Halloween, he had like 18 touchdowns that game. Like, it was the jackpot. I was insane.
Did we not score at all?
No, it was insane. We won by like $1 million. So anyway, excited for him. Excited for what you got going on. Tell people a little bit about yourself, what you got going on. Renegade Sports Entertainment, some of the guys you represent. Just give us the full one, man.
Absolutely.
No, thank you guys for having me on here. So, as you said, I was a backup on the 2013 national championship team. So, Peter Garden and Gold, and have had the opportunity to now transition and help athletes from Florida State continue their careers at a professional level. So, as you said, I got Jacquez Patrick on the Cincinnati Bengals. Very excited for him to be back in the orange and black. You know, I got to see him play there last year in the preseason against the Bucs, and he dominated them. So I think he's going to be a good fit there. I got Matthew Thomas up in the CFL, another great Florida State Garnet and Gold alum, and he's playing with the Edmonton Elks and having a great time. But everything's been going well, and I'm also representing our #1 receiver returning from Florida State, Pokey Wilson, for NIL purposes. So I'm just trying to get back to the Florida State program and try and piggyback and help out, double Fries No Slaw.
Thank you for getting the name right. NIL, you mentioned it, is just such a big part of the game now, and it is a blessing that the kids can be taken care of. I had some of the softball girls on, and they literally just said, like, it's nice to just have a little bit of go out to dinner money because we don't have the time to go get a job, right? Like another kid could go get a job, and we're not making millions, but it's nice to just go out to dinner and not have to get ramen every night. So it's exciting for these guys. It's exciting for these kids. Really, all Florida State athletes. Rising Spear does a really good job, and so we try and send a lot of love their way. They do a lot of things behind the scenes that you guys would be proud of. They're not the loud mouths on social media that some of our rivals end up having in the NIL world. But what would have been your NIL deal? Like, where would you have been? You can't say Guthrie's, right? Like, that's too obvious. Like, that's way too obvious. Like, everybody that comes on here says that. What would have your NIL deal been?
I think my ideal NIL deal would have been Bella. Because I'm a talent guy. I'm a backup linebacker. I'm not going to be garnering the top NIL deals here. But if I could have gotten a couple free meals a month over at Bella, really stuck to my Italian roots, had some meatballs, had some protein, that would have helped me continue throughout the season.
I like it. There's a place just a couple streets. Have you been to Bella's here in Tampa?
I went last night.
Oh, it's amazing!
It was fantastic. I went
It's
last
so
night.
good. My wife and I went. We tried to get it somewhere else a little nicer for my birthday, and it didn't work out. So Bella would have been your NIL. That'll all get cut out. It'll be amazing. Movie magic. What is your? I know you're very close with the team. You're up in Tallahassee. What are your thoughts about just where we are in general? As a program, with Mike Norvell, with Jordan, with some of the pieces we're returning. It's been lean times. It's not like it was when you were there. It's more of the Robin as opposed to the Bella right now. But what are your thoughts on the team in general, the direction of the program, where Mike Norvell has been sent?
Honestly, I think we have the makeup of a team that can compete and get into, maybe not necessarily. I mean, I think it would be amazing to get into one of those New Year's Eve bowl games, one of those top 4, top 6, top 8 bowl games. But I don't think we're going to make the college football playoffs. I'm a very reasonable person. I look at it from a growth standpoint. But we have a returning quarterback who I think has all the talent. I mean, similar to, I think, how EJ Manuel is coming back with the ability to pass, the ability to run. And, I mean, Jordan has already set rushing records for us at a young age. So, and I've heard great things about him developing in the offseason from the throwing standpoint. And I'm close with Joe Hernandez and Justin Management, who represents Florida Towns for NIL purposes. And he's talked to me about his offseason training. And I think he's really going to come out and put together one of those campaign seasons where you have the Noles supporters trying to get him into that Heisman race, like they were cheering on CP7 to get in there, like they were cheering on EJ Manuel. I think Mike Norvell's done a great job of weathering the storm. I mean, you can tell he loves the team, he loves the fans. He brings an old school vibe to the coaching position. And from all accounts, what I've seen and heard, he's got them rolling. And I mean, obviously, I have a close relationship with Pokey Wilson. He's excited about the offense. He's excited about where the team's going. He feels more comfortable with Jordan now that Jordan's going to be the sole quarterback moving forward. And I think that's going to be important for the team now, knowing we have one signal caller on the center. I think that really galvanizes the team together and makes us feel more comfortable moving forward.
I can't get you on the podcast or anything else. It is your third time, bro.
I think so. I think
so.
so. I'm honored. I love being there.
I can't get you on here and not ask. In addition to the comeback player of the year this year, is Jameis going to win the NFL MVP?
I think he has all the tools to do it. That's my boy. I still stay in touch with Jameis to this day. He has all of the talent, both himself and around him, to get the MVP. As long as he stays healthy and everyone follows him, I think the sky's the limit. I mean, every day when we were going out to practice for the game, he was standing at the entrance high-fiving us, cheering us on, telling me what I need to be doing if I'm doing scout team as a Clemson linebacker. I mean, that's how smart he is. He has the smarts, he has the talent, his health is there. He looks fantastic. I haven't seen him in this great of shape since maybe the NFL Combine. So I think he can win as many awards, both individually and as a team, as far as the team can take it.
It's definitely exciting. It's also interesting and fun to talk about and with his teammates because you've seen that everywhere he's been. High school, to with you guys, to with Tampa, to New Orleans now. His teammates just absolutely love him. And they really do say he's the best teammate I've ever had. Like, I've never heard, even when he left the Bucs and won the best way to leave and struggled that last year, no interceptions. All the guys were sad to see him go. I think they were excited about Tom. I mean, who wouldn't be excited about Tom Brady, right? I think all the guys were sad to see him go. But they all said, we wish the best for him. We wish he wouldn't go to the Saints.
Right. Exactly.
Can you talk about that? Like, talk about the teammate that he is. You alluded to it. You mentioned it a little bit, but I've heard that so many times. He's the best team I've ever had. I was talking with Mike Martin Jr.
Yeah.
I had him on here. He said, what was James like over on the diamond? What was he like on the baseball field? He said he was the best.
Yeah.
He was just Jay Luke. Like, he was the absolute best. We love that kid. Love him more than anything. And he was the same guy that you saw being that guy for football. He was that guy with the water boys on the baseball team. You know, the guys that are grad assistants and everything else. So talk about him being a teammate and we'll let you run.
No, absolutely. I mean, James is one of those people that, whether it was throughout the season, making sure the backups like myself, you know, during practice, whether we're playing Clemson, Boston College, Wake Forest, us as backup linebackers and backup defenders, we have to learn their game plan and then get out to practice and emulate that. And I remember times where I was dropping down in coverage and James would say, hey, that's not how that linebacker would do it. But he would sit there and not only coach us up, but then say, hey, man, you played great today. Hey, I need you out here today. I need you performing your best so that you make me perform my best. He knew that it took, you know, they always say, you're only as strong as your weakest link. And I think James really kind of emulated that because he wanted everyone, from whether you were a staff member working at Joe Campbell Stadium, all the way up to him being the high quarterback. Everyone needed to be on point to make sure the team plowed through and got the win. And that's what he cared about. He didn't care about who got on the field. He didn't care about whose stats were the best. He cared about getting the win. And from a practice standpoint, it was like when you watch The Last Dance and you see Michael Jordan or you hear Kobe Bryant. That was Jameis. If someone got too close to him that was a defender, Jimbo and everyone else might yell at us, but he didn't care. He was like, bring it, let's go, come on, I want to do it again. I guarantee you Bobby Hart won't let that happen again. Go ahead, line it back up. And he would galvanize the offense to make sure that would not happen again. He brought energy, passion, love, but like you said, I mean, he treated me, my family, as one of his own. My brother was going on to play D1 baseball, and he talked to Jameis, okay, what do you like about playing at Florida State? You know, I'm talking to the coaches. And he sat down with my brother after one of the games during the regular season when Jameis was in the hunt for the Heisman, doing post-game interviews. He's tired. He doesn't want to talk to him. He sat and talked to my brother for like 30 minutes about playing at Florida State. I mean, that to me is the true example of the person, the human, the man that Jameis is.
Love hearing that. I'm excited for his little brother.
I am
a little bit.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm ready for Jonah P to be.
I met him when he was this tall.
Yeah.
And now he's throwing touchdowns.
Yeah, I'm excited for Jonah P to be here one day. So, Paul Aloise, Renegade Sports Entertainment, thank you so much for
See you in New Orleans?
You going to New Orleans?
I'll see you guys in New Orleans. Absolutely.
My man. We're doing a tailgate. You got to come see us.
Thank you for having me again.
Absolutely, man. You're always welcome here, bro.
And as they said, it's double fries, no slaw. No one wants double slaw.
Yeah.
No one wants that.
Nobody wants that stuff. Thank you, man.
Of course. Good to see you guys.
Richie, I think that's probably about it. I think we're about tapped out. We've been on for about an hour, about 50 minutes. We've got the highlights going. We've got the legends on. Skies are clearing up. Actually, the clouds are still here, which is great for the heat. But no sun. That's really nice. You got any parting thoughts before we get out of here? What do you want to say?
No, just so I served on the Orlando Greater Seminole Greater Orlando board from 2012 to 2014. And Tampa was always the benchmark, right? The Tampa Noles do a phenomenal job. Guys, take care of that club. All the money goes back to Florida State. If you're drinking like Lonnie, I see Lonnie, you drink. Yeah. Take care of your bartenders. Seriously, it means a lot. I'm so excited for the season. I can't wait to get to New Orleans. I know TJ's going to the weekend game, and he will have a tailgate there set up. I just cannot wait for the season. I'm so excited. Tune in tomorrow night. We will have every Florida State media member that you care about on our panel, and we'll go from there.
Appreciate you tuning in. Appreciate you coming out and hanging out with us a little bit today. Got a lot of good content we'll do over the next few weeks. But yeah, as Richie said, give back to your local clubs, your local Seminole clubs. The Tampa Bay Seminole Club does a fantastic job. Can't wait for you to be out here with us again next year. Shout out to Carmine's here in Ybor. They have a phenomenal Cuban sandwich. I saw you with that Cuban sandwich.
I had one.
Carmine's.
It was phenomenal.
It's so good. Come down to Carmine's, great lunch spot for a Cuban sandwich. Shout out to them for having us, helping us, and hanging out today. Tampa Bay Seminole Club putting this event on. It's the best club kickoff event in the country. It's really not close. The Tampa Bay Seminole Club does a fantastic job. Yeah, round of applause. Thank you. So appreciate them for hanging out. Appreciate the boosters. If you're not a booster, you should sign up today. Boosters at FSU.edu. Double Fries No Slaw will be back tomorrow night for our panel. And then the season's just a couple of weeks away. Less than 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks from 3 weeks from this moment. I'll be in Doak Campbell Stadium. So that's exciting. I like that.
It's extremely exciting.
We will talk to you guys tomorrow night. Thank you for hanging out.